When I started researching for this video, I never thought that I'd find someone like Harbhajan Kaur, a woman who started her entrepreneurial journey at the age of 90 because she was bored. And even though Chandigarh has more than 430 DPIIT registered startups in this tiny union territory, Harbhajan's little startup really stood out to me. And a lot of people don't realize this, but Chandigarh's startup ecosystem is actually ranked number 10 in all of India, just behind Ahmedabad and Kolkata. In fact, Chandigarh University alone has incubated more than 146 of these startups, with 1/3 of them making over 50 lakh rupees in revenue every single year. So in today's video, I want to talk about 10 startups from Chandigarh that caught my attention, and we're going to start things off with Pumpkart, which is actually the first company in India to start selling pumps online all the way back in 2014, just a year after Amazon launched in India. So when I reached out to Pumpkart's founder, Dr. K.S. Bhatia, he told me that his company made 11 crore rupees in FY23 and has been profitable since 2020. Now, most of his business comes from North India, but in 2022, Pumpkart even got a grant of $2 million from the Karnataka government to open their offline stores in Karnataka, which will help them to expand their presence in the south of India. But building a successful and profitable business wasn't enough for Dr. Bhatia, and so he started an offline retail chain selling electronics in 2022 called Figgital. And he was able to scale Figgital to 70+ franchise stores before selling it for $500,000 in 2024, making it the first and only startup from Chandigarh to get an exit, according to Dr. Bhatia. And while he is continuing to build and scale Pumpkart, he's also started working on his next startup, KOA Electric, which is going to be a multi-brand EV store selling everything from 2-wheelers to 4-wheelers, and of course these would all be electric. Dr. Bhatia is also planning on launching his own electric bicycles, and his vision is to make KOA Electric the Decathlon of the EV industry. Now, while Dr. Bhatia is busy building multiple startups, this next founder is laser focused on one thing: disrupting Gillette to become India's #1 hair removal brand. Sidharth Oberoi was just 21 years old when he decided to start his own shaving company, but he'd have to go up against giants like Gillette, who own 50% of the global razor market and have been in the business for over a century. Now, razor blades might seem like a pretty simple product, but making them is actually a very complicated process, and it was almost impossible for a 21-year-old kid who had no experience in the industry. But Sidharth had an idea. He went to the second largest razor blade maker, Dorco, and asked them to be their exclusive partner for the Indian market. And this was actually a fairly difficult process. It took him 2 years, but eventually he did manage to get Dorco as a partner. And so with the supply chain in place, Sidharth decided to quit his job in the United States and started LetsShave in 2015 in Chandigarh. And the deal that they cut was pretty simple. Dorco would make razor blades exclusively for LetsShave, which would then be sold by LetsShave under their own brand in India, offering a mass premium offering for Indian consumers. But then this whole plan hit a massive snag because LetsShave was actually only able to sell 50 items in their first month of operations. This was a pretty scary moment for the company. Sidharth was bootstrapping LetsShave before he'd eventually go on to raise funds from his exclusive razor blade partner Dorco in India, and he wanted to go slow and put a sustainable business in place. But today, his company sells more than 30,000 hair removal products every single month, has more than 10 lakh customers, and has made 22 crore rupees in revenue in FY23 while still being operationally profitable. Alright, so this next startup wants to electrify India's commercial vehicles, and they built this cool-looking electric truck to make that happen. Founded by Inderveer Singh, Harnoor Kaur, and Pulkit Srivastava in 2014, EVage is not just making electric trucks which are better for the environment, but even the way they're manufacturing these trucks is both economical and sustainable. So let me explain. See, when vehicle manufacturers set up their manufacturing facilities, they're huge. They cost millions or billions of dollars sometimes, and when they set them up, they end up cutting down a lot of trees. But EVage has come up with a solution to this problem. They're M-cube factories, and this stands for modular miniaturized manufacturing. So unlike a traditional production line where there are multiple assembly lines focused on doing just one task, EVage's M-cube factories make it possible to do multiple tasks at a modular station. And this approach has made it possible for EVage to bring down their production costs by as much as 90%, as they can set up their own M-cube factories pretty much anywhere that they want. They had set up their first M-cube factory in Mohali in 2019, which has a capacity to manufacture 3,000 vehicles every single year, and has already started producing their flagship 1-ton fully electric truck called the FR8, which is capable of giving a 100-kilometer range per charge and takes just 20 minutes to charge the battery. EVage also raised $28 million back in 2022 to scale up their production and start producing thousands of these trucks for customers like Amazon. Okay, so the next startup founder on this list was making 1 crore rupees while working at Microsoft when he started feeling bored and decided to restart his entrepreneurial journey. Ruchit Garg had tried his hand at entrepreneurship way back in 2004 before moving into a corporate job setup, but his grandfather had been a farmer in a small village close to Moradabad in Uttar Pradesh, and he found it heartbreaking that despite small-scale farmers feeding 80% of the planet, they were among the most unserved people in the world. And so to change that, Ruchit moved back to India and started Harvesting Farmer Network in 2016. And his company started by offering free advisory to farmers, helping them to figure out which seeds to buy and which pesticides to use for their farms. But soon enough, he realized that they actually needed more help than this, and so they actually launched a platform where farmers could directly buy all of the raw materials that they need to grow their crops and also sell their final produce. Today, Harvesting Farmers Network has built a network of more than 87 lakh farmers who have bought products worth 250 crore rupees from their marketplace in FY23. All right, moving on to the next company in this list, we have an organic and Ayurvedic beauty brand called Just Herbs. This company was started in Dr. Neena Gupta's makeshift garden lab in Mohali, and Dr. Neena was a biochemist who was experimenting with various herbs and flowers to create a beauty and skincare product in her free time. Then her son, Arush Chopra, who was in college at the time, would give these concoctions to his then girlfriend, Megha Sabluk, and now she's his wife. And she and her friends loved these products, but it would be years before Arush and Megha would start thinking about building a beauty brand based on Dr. Neena's products. In fact, Arush would go on to quit his job in Singapore and move to Chandigarh in 2014 to start Just Herbs with Megha. And one of the cool things about this company is that they actually develop their products in collaboration with their customers. So they get ideas for these products from customers on social media, and then the company makes prototypes using organic ingredients and Ayurvedic techniques, and then these products are shipped out to customers, and then they get feedback, and the loop continues until they have a final product that's approved by their customers even before it's launched. This holistic, customer-centric approach to creating products is something that their customers really love about them, which you can see here on their website. Just Herbs was already making 17.5 crore rupees in revenue in FY21 when an FMCG giant decided to acquire a majority stake in the company. Now, while Arush took his mother's recipe to build a beauty brand, Sidharth Oberoi decided to take his mother's ginger ale recipe to start Gunsberg, a non-alcoholic beverage brand with his childhood friend Abhishek Bajaj. It took Sidharth and Abhishek a year and 400 tastings to perfect their ginger ale recipe, and they wanted to test the product out before they started actually building the brand and selling it. And so to do that, they made their ginger ale, packaged it, and started selling it first at Chandigarh's La Feria Fest in 2018. And over the next 2 days, they had sold almost 3,000 bottles. And it was at that point that they knew they had something special, and so the duo decided to set up a production facility in Mohali and started selling their ginger ale drinks under the brand name Gunsberg in 2019. The company broke even within the first 6 months of operations, and today Gunsberg is selling their ginger ale across the country through their network of 6,000 stores and 40 distributors. All right, coming up next here, we have not one, but 3 startups founded by Samar Singla. And he started his first tech venture in 2011. It was called Click Labs. And this was basically a startup incubator that also offered app development as a service to their customers to make some money. But it was while running this company that Samar sensed another opportunity. The ride-hailing market was picking up thanks to Ola and Uber. And so he decided to start Jugnoo in 2014 as India's first auto rickshaw aggregator. He scaled Jugnoo to more than 20 cities with 85 lakh customers, raised $16 million, and turned it into a profitable business. But this wasn't enough for Samar because he wanted to build a billion-dollar business. And it was while building Jugnoo that Samar had his next idea, because the on-demand category was growing like crazy. See, at this time, even though companies like Swiggy and Zomato were great for restaurants, a lot of these restaurants wanted to build their own technology so that they didn't have to give a large part of their revenue in commissions. And so Samar decided to to pivot Click Labs in 2017 and started Jungleworks. And the idea here was pretty simple: use all of the experience that he had gained while building Jugnoo to help other companies build their own hyperlocal delivery. Jungleworks started by creating SaaS-based solutions like Dukan for businesses to manage all of their delivery operations from one platform, and Yellow to build a storefront and an online ordering platform. And today, Jungleworks' SaaS-based solutions are being used by more than 21,000 businesses to go online and run their own hyperlocal businesses. Okay, the next company on this list was started by its founder because he was concerned for the health of his child. The company that I'm talking about here is Zingavita. When Sachin Goyal became a father to a baby boy, he realized that his son was actually a really picky eater and didn't really want to eat healthy and nutritious home-cooked food. And surprisingly, this was a problem being faced by 7 out of 10 parents that Sachin talked to. But it wasn't until he met a friend of his who used to bring these multivitamin gummies for his children that he found a solution to his problem. When Sachin gave these same gummies to his son loved them because they tasted like candies, and so he kept asking for more. But when Sachin tried to find these nutritious gummies for his kids in India, he couldn't find a single brand that he could trust. Frustrated, but also excited by the fact that he had discovered a gap in the Indian market, he ended up starting Zingavita in 2020. And today, Zingavita sells 35 health supplements for both kids and adults, doing a monthly revenue run rate of 50 lakh rupees as of May of 2022. And the company also recently raised 10 crore rupees to expand into the Ayurvedic supplements market. All right, moving on to the next company in this list, we have baby care brand Mother Sparsh. So back in 2015, Rishu Gandhi was still working at Infosys when she had a conversation with another colleague about diapers. And her colleague was complaining about the fact that polyester-based diapers were full of harmful chemicals that were causing her baby to have rashes. And when Rishu dug a little bit deeper, she found that this industry was actually dominated by these exact kinds of diapers, and there was a severe lack of organic diapers. Sensing an opportunity, Rishu quit her job and started Mother Sparsh with her husband, Himanshu Gandhi, in 2016. They started by offering eco-friendly and biodegradable baby diapers, which had no polyester and were good for baby's skin, and today they offer more than 50 products, bringing in yearly revenue of 33.5 crore rupees in FY22. And this is incredible growth in a category dominated by giants like P&G, which owns diaper brand Pampers. And this is what led ITC to acquire a 16% stake in Mother Sparsh for 20 crore rupees in 2021. All right, now we're going to move on to the last company in this list, and it's a special one because it's the only Y Combinator incubated company from Chandigarh, EduRev. Founded by Hardik Tameja and Kunal Satija in 2017, EduRev, which stands for Education Revolution, describes itself as the Netflix for education. And the way that EduRev works is they offer a curated marketplace of video lectures and structured courses across K-12 and college entrance exams as well. Now, while some of their content is available for students for free, you actually have to pay a subscription fee just like Netflix to access EduRev's entire content library. But so far, the company claims to have more than 1.4 crore students on their platform. And one of the reasons why they've been able to achieve this success is because of their strict criteria when it comes to publishing content. Even as far back as 2019, EduRev was receiving more than 100 requests from teachers to get their content published, but EduRev was only publishing 10 of these. And so it isn't surprising that their app still has a rating of 4.5 on Google's Play Store with over 72,000 reviews.